There's a kind of strength you can't get from comfort. It is not found in praise or peace. It is forged in suffering. In the secret places of pain where no one sees you, no one claps for you, and no one understands what you're going through. That's where something sacred is born. Not the kind of sacred that makes you untouchable, but the kind that makes you unbreakable. You see, we often pray for God to remove our suffering, but what if He's using it to rebuild us? What if suffering is the soil where your deepest strength is being planted? What if the tears you cry now are watering the roots of something you can't even imagine yet? Suffering has a way of stripping us bare, but in doing so, it often reveals what truly matters. It reveals your endurance, your faith, your hidden reservoirs of resilience, and most of all, it reveals God. Think of Joseph in the prison, forgotten for years. That suffering became the doorway to a palace. Think of David in the wilderness, running from Saul. That suffering became preparation for the throne. Think of Jesus in Gethsemane. That suffering became the very path to salvation. Suffering doesn't mean God has left you. Sometimes it means He's closer than ever. He's chiseling away everything false, everything flimsy, everything shallow, until what's left is only what cannot be shaken. Maybe today you're in a place of pain, and you feel like the weight is too much to carry. But what if that weight is building muscle you don't know you'll need tomorrow? What if the darkness you're walking through is actually hiding a light that only the brokenhearted can see? Don't underestimate the power of suffering. It teaches you to pray differently, to love deeper, to see clearer, to walk humbly. It breaks pride and births compassion. It creates warriors, not just worshipers. Suffering is not the end of your story. It might just be the part where God turns the page. And sometimes, it's in your greatest suffering that your greatest assignment is revealed. Because pain has a voice. It speaks to others. It says, I've been there too. You'll find that your most powerful ministry may come from the very wounds you thought disqualified you. Your scars become signposts for someone else's healing. Your survival becomes someone else's hope. So today, if you're walking through suffering, don't give up. Lean into it. Ask God what He's doing in the middle of it. He may not remove the fire, but He will walk with you through it. Remember, the cross was the greatest symbol of suffering, but it became the greatest story of redemption. This is not where you break. This is where you rise. This is not your ending. This is where God starts to write in bold ink. Never underestimate the power of suffering, because it's often the sacred ground where resurrection begins. But let's go deeper now. Maybe you're not in a dramatic storm. Maybe your pain is quieter. The kind that sits with you at breakfast. The kind that lingers when no one calls. The kind that wakes you up at 3 a.m. and whispers, nothing's going to change. That pain matters too. You don't have to bleed on the outside to be breaking on the inside. And God sees that. He's not waiting for your suffering to look big enough for Him to step in. He is already there, right now, even in the silence, even in the waiting, even when your prayers feel like they're hitting the ceiling. Some of the most sacred seasons in life are the ones where you have nothing but faith. No clarity, no confirmation, no applause, just faith. And somehow you keep showing up. You keep breathing. You keep whispering, God, I trust you. Even with a voice that trembles. That's strength. That's worship. That's the fire where gold is refined. Suffering is not always loud. Sometimes it's in the little daily battles. Pushing through when you're exhausted. Loving when it hurts. Forgiving when you're still bleeding. But these small acts of obedience are mighty in the eyes of God. Even if the world overlooks your struggle, heaven records every tear. You are not just surviving, you are sowing something eternal. God is not wasting this pain. Every ache is accounted for. Every lonely night, every unanswered question, every moment you held back the tears so you could help someone else. He saw that, and He's turning it into something beautiful. Don't rush out of this fire. Let it burn away the things you no longer need. Let it cleanse your faith. Let it teach you who God really is, not just a miracle worker, but a sustainer. Not just a deliverer, but a friend who sits with you in the ashes. And while you wait, something holy is happening. Your roots are growing deeper. Your heart is growing softer. Your spirit is becoming stronger. You may not see it yet, but you're becoming someone you never thought you could be. Someone who can carry the weight of glory. So hold on, not because everything is okay, but because God is still writing your story, and He's not done yet. Maybe this fire you're walking through will become the light that guides someone else. Maybe the story you're ashamed to tell will become the testimony that sets others free. Maybe the very thing you thought would destroy you is what God will use to display His glory through you. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And you are not weak. You are walking through something heavy, but grace walks beside you, and heaven is cheering for you. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And in due time, you will rise, stronger, wiser, softer, braver, closer to the heart of God. So keep walking. Even if your steps are slow, even if your heart is tired, even if your prayers feel empty, because God is not finished, and neither are you. Amen. May you find strength in your suffering, purpose in your pain, and joy on the other side of every storm. You are not where you were, and you're not yet where you'll be, but you are being shaped into someone who will carry hope with power because you've walked through the fire and God walked through it with you.